struggles are not rare, they are not unusual, and they are absolutely not something that happens to other people. Across the world, the number of people reporting symptoms of anxiety, depression, and burnout has risen dramatically over the past decades. Young adults are reporting record levels of stress. Many workers feel emotionally exhausted, and nearly every family can point to someone they love has been affected. This is not a fringe issue, it is a daily reality. Yet, despite the widespread need, mental health care remains one of the most difficult services to access. Many who seek help face month long wait lists. Others can't afford their therapy sessions or medication, and many live in an area where there are simply no trained professionals available at all. We would never accept a world where someone breaking their leg is told, sorry, you're going to have to wait 6 months. That's exactly what happens in mental health care every single day. The cost of inaction is enormous. When we do not invest in mental health resources, the price we pay is enormous, not only emotionally, but economically. Unrelated mental health conditions lead to lower productivity, higher rates of absenteeism, increased medical costs, greater risks of substance abuse, more emergency room visits, higher risks of homelessness, increasing levels of violence, and self harm. Think about the workplace. Employees who struggle with their mental health are more likely to miss days, lose motivation, or leave their job entirely. Companies spend billions every year or the consequences of burnout and stress related illnesses. Think about it at schools. Students who don't receive mental health support fall behind academically, become disengaged, and may develop lifelong struggles. Think about families. The absence of support of leads to strained relationships, financial difficulty, and cycles of suffering that passes from one generation to the next. We cannot afford to ignore the human cost or the economic one. When mental health declines, every part of the society feels the impact. Increasing access works and the solution already exists. The good news is that increasing the access of mental makes a difference. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, we simply need to make mental health care available, affordable, and normalized. Here are a few proven strategies: expand insurance coverages and reduce costs. Many people avoid therapy medication because they believe they can't afford it. Ensuring that insurance covers mental health at the same level as physical health closes one of the biggest barriers to care. Invest in school or workplace based counseling. Children and adults are more likely to seek support if they're already there. Schools with counselors see improvements in academics, attendance, and behavior. Increase the number of trained professionals. One reason why waitlists are so long that we simply don't have enough mental health providers or in many regions. Funding scholarships, training programs, and telehealth expansions can bridge the gap, especially in rural or underserved areas. Normalize seeking help. Stigma remains one of the biggest barriers. We must speak openly about mental health and encourage people to ask for help and treat wellness the same way as we treat physical wellness. Support community based mental health um, initiative, peer support networks, home, hotlines, and crisis centers, and community clinics. Critical role, especially for those without access to traditional health. When society invests in mental health resources, things change. People stay employed, students thrive, families grow stronger, and communities become healthier. Crisis not someone else's responsibility. It is easy to assume that government agencies, hospitals, or insurance companies will handle mental health, but real change begins with us. We can advocate. We can call for policies that improve coverage, increasing funding, and support community programs. We can educate. We can learn the signs of mental health struggles, listen without judgment, and talk openly. We can also support those around us, whether it's offering compassion, encouraging a friend to seek help, or simply checking in on someone who seems overwhelmed. Small actions save lives. Every one of us has the power to reduce the stigma, to raise awareness, and to foster a culture of care. Increased access to mental health resources is not a luxury. It is not optional. It is something that we can push aside for another, not something that we can push aside for another second. It is it is a necessity because mental health affects our relationships, our communities, our schools, and our workplace, and our future. Believe because the cost of inaction is too high. Because every single person deserves a chance to live a life not defined by silent suffering. Imagine a world where help is easy to find, where therapy is affordable, where no one is ashamed to say, I'm struggling, where people receive support long before a crisis begins. The world is within reach, but only if we choose to make it a reality. So I ask today, let us work together to increase access to mental health resources, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it is compassionate and necessary.